You want to know what's going on.
It's very peaceful, it's calming, there are so many colors, there are so many inspirational points, whether it's the rocks in the ocean or the meadows and the rolling hills. Block Island is 50% conserved, so there's easements all over, so there are nature trails and walks everywhere. It's a lovely place to be, and knitting's on top of that. We really enjoy making things, we enjoy creating things, we design a lot of garments, we design felting kits, we design yarn, and that is really fun to us. We believe in a color array. We have oranges, we have marigolds, things like that. They don't really sell very much because most people won't make an orange sweater or something, but they will use it as a highlight or they will use it as a trim. Very early on in our company, we worked with another yarn company that helped us, a great mentor. And we went and showed her our color palette. And she basically shook her head and said, "You will fail. Half your colors will never sell. These colors," and she just started killing colors. And she goes, "Those are the colors that'll be successful." And I said to her, "Well, that's true. So therefore, let's not make a lot of those colors, but let's offer them." Between Karen and Laura and myself, we come up with what we think are fun palettes. First thing we do is get the fiber. We use fiber from the farm here. As animals get older, much like our hair, things get a little stiffer, a little bit more brittle, not quite as drapey and pliable. So we use all the fiber from the farm in products that don't need softness. They don't need drape. So needle felting or fun little toys and crafts. For all the yarn, we bring fiber, and we believe we bring the best fiber in the world. So over the years, we have now figured out how to get Mongolian cashmere. We get wool from the US, and we get wool from the Falkland Islands, which is off Argentina, where the sheep are in with the penguins. It's very windy, it's a different grass, and it's a perfect fiber environment. And we source it for the best designs of our yarn. Then we dye it. Most mills, when they make any kind of garment, will bleach the fiber to get it to a normative state, and then they dye on top of that. We don't do that. We like working with the natural colors and then build from there. We then bring the fiber up and we pick it, because once you wash it, it gets clumpy. And we want to open it up. And so picking is really just a sense of lofting and opening up the fiber. From there, we card it. Carding is where you take confused fiber and you stretch them out. Then they will get further and further aligned. And we also then blend the substrates like cotton and wool. We then also blend colors, and this is really important for what we do. Blue and white get you sky, or get you some variant of sky. We can add different colors in. We'll blend black and white. And rather than dyeing gray, we think the combination of the black and the white together is a much more intriguing color. So when you actually look at the yarn very, very closely, you'll see black fiber, white fiber, black fiber, but the minute you walk away, you can't discern that. The output of a carder is called a sliver. We then put that in a draw frame, and the output is called a roving. From there, we then spin it. So it's creating a single ply of yarn, and this is called the draft. So you're drafting fibers out. So if I keep taking this, see how big this is, but how fine that is? That's all about basically selecting fibers out to create that single ply. If I let go of this, it'll all unwind, right? So all I did was spin one direction. We then ply 3 of these together, but we ply in the opposite direction. Yarn, rope, wire always wants to come undone. So it's trying to unwind, but it can't. We then steam it, and steaming the yarn is sort of like walking into a sauna on a stressful day, right? You just relax. Everything is much better. And here it's the same thing. So it's called resetting the twist. So that twist and spin and the balance with the ply now become, in theory, harmonious. We really worked hard to make the best yarns possible. And it was a lofty goal. It was sort of a silly goal, right? But what's been fascinating the last few years is how many designers love working with our yarn, how many designers want to work with our yarn or come here to teach a retreat. And we have sort of reached a status which is a real compliment to what our overall goal was. And one of those goals was to make Block Island a yarn or knitting fiber destination. Funny enough, 3 months ago, we had to find a new teacher for our May retreat, and we reached out to a world-class designer. And I said, Laura, can you come? We need you quickly, can you come? And she goes, Sven, I'll be there. Block Island, teaching on Block Island is on my knitting bucket list. And that's a really nice thing when designers and the industry really want to be here. I think it really comes down to creativity. It comes down to fostering the creativity in all of us, whether that's in knitting, whether that's in painting, whether it's in crochet or weaving, or that's in glass blowing. And you may say, oh, is really making yarn art, or is designing the finished good art? Well, I'd say both.
Watch more Art Inc. with new episodes uploaded every Wednesday on ripbs.org/artinc.